Hi friends, good evening. Today we are going to discuss get previous questions that are asked from special theory of relativity. Okay, so let us start with the first question. Two particle, two particles, each of rest mass m, collide head-on and stick together. Before collision, the speed of each mass was 0.6 times the speed of light in free space. The mass of the final entity is. So, two particles with a velocity 0.6 c and a mass m that collide head on and stick together, right? So, this will collide each other and going to be a single entity, right? Then the mass of the final energy. So let us equate, uh, we can apply the conservation of energy, right? So E is equal to E1 plus E2. So let us consider the final mass is that is stick together, and the final mass has a mass m1, so its total energy m1c square, right? Now other two masses that are moving with a speed 0.6 c, right? V is equal to 0.6 c. So its energy, that is it is having the kinetic energy, that is we can write as its total energy we can write as that is mc square plus mc square, right? So that means m1c square is equal to what is m? Relativistic mass, that is m0 by root 1 minus v square by c square, c square plus m by root 1 minus v square by c square, c square, right? Now let us equate this, that is m1 c square is equal to 2 times m0 c square divided by root 1 minus v square by c square, right? Okay, so let us cancel out this. Okay, now it is given that this v is equal to 0.6 c, so that is m1 is equal to 2 times m0 divided by this m0 is the rest mass, right? That is given as m. So let me substitute this m0 is equal to m divided by this v is equal to 0.6 c, so that is root 1 minus 0.6 c, so c square c square cancel, so that is 0.36, right? All right, so that is equal to m1 is equal to 2m divided by this is 0.64, right? So that is 0.8, right? So that is 0.8. So that is the final answer is 2m divided by 0.8, that is equal to m1 is equal to, let me write this as 20m divided by 8, that is m1 is equal to 5 by 4m, right? Okay, so that is we can cancel with 4, right? So that is 5 by 4 m. Is it correct? 20 by 8, that is 5 into 4, this is 2 into, right? Right, sorry, it is 5m by 2, right? 5m by 2m. Okay, so which one is the option? Option is C, right? C is correct. Now let us come to another question. The question is, a rod of proper length L0 oriented parallel to x-axis moves with a speed 2c by 3 along the x-axis in the S frame, where c is the speed of light in free space. An observer is also moving along the x-axis with the speed c by 2 with respect to S frame. The length of the rod measured by the observer is, right? So suppose a rod is moving. Suppose this is my rod that is moving along the x-axis with the 2c by 3. So this is the frame associated with this uh, rod that I am taking as S dash. Now this S, look into this S. This S where the observer is standing, right? And this observer is also moving along the x-axis with a velocity c by 2, right? So s and s dash is moving. Obviously, if I keep this observer also moving with this velocity, so there is a relative velocity between these two frames. That is both are x-axis. So what is the relative velocity? 2c by 3 minus c by 2, right? So that is equal to, let me write this as 4c minus 3c, that is c by 6, right? Now, so this is the relative velocity between these two frames, okay? Because both of these observer and this rod that are moving along the same x-axis. Now, due to this, now if I am considering the case of this s dash frame, the rod is situated in s dash frame, it is moving with a velocity, right? With respect to this observer, the relative velocity is c by 6. So due to this motion, there is a length contraction. With respect to this observer, there must be a length contraction as per the relativity theory. So what is this length? L is equal to L0 into root 1 minus v square by c square, right? So that is equal to L0 into root, what is this velocity? That is c by 6. That is 1 minus c by 6 when I am doing, that is 1 by 36, right? 1 by 36. So that is equal to L0 into root 35 by 36. This answer is 0.97 L0, right? So which one is the option? Option is D, right? Option D is correct. All right. Now let us come to another question. The question is, if the half-life of an elementary particle moving with a speed 0.9 c in the laboratory frame is 5 into 10 raised to minus 8 seconds, then proper half-life is, so this with respect to the laboratory frame, what is the lifetime, right? That is given, that is t is given, right? The proper half-life t dash is given, that is t dash is equal to t0 by root 1 minus v square by c square. So we have to solve this proper lifetime, right? That is t0 we need to solve, that t0 is equal to t dash into root 1 minus v square by c square, that is 5 point, that is given 5 into 10 raised to minus 8, right? So t is equal to t0, right? 5 into 10 raised to minus 6 minus 8, that is given, into root 1 minus v square by c square. This is moving with a velocity 0.9 c, so 1 minus 0.9 square. So when you solve this, you will get the answer as 2.18 into 2.18 into 10 raised to minus 8 second. So this time will be decreases, right? Time will be decreases. The proper time, because proper time is less than that of uh, the time which is obtained by the observer due to time dilation, right? So from the laboratory frame, if you are measuring a clock in s dash frame, that will be delayed, that means this value is high, right? So the actual proper time is 2.18 into 10 raised to minus 8 second. All right. Now let us come to another problem. The problem is, in an inertial frame S, two events A and B take place at CTA is equal to 0 and RA is equal to 0, and CTB is equal to 0, RB is equal to 2y cap respectively. The times at which these events take place in a frame S dash moving with a velocity 0.6 c y cap with respect to S are given by, right? So the time at which these events take place in a frame S dash, so we need to solve this t dash and y dash, right? So what is we have studied the transformation equation here. What is t a dash, right? So let me, this a and b events coordinates are given. So what is ta dash? Ta dash is equal to ta minus some v the coordinate is 0, then Vy divided by, right, Vy divided by, so y coordinate is given Vy divided by, or Vr, if coordinate is r, by c square into gamma. This is the transformation equation which we have studied. And here this Ta and this is 0, that is Ta dash is equal to 0. Now what about Tb dash? Tb dash is equal to, again Tb minus, that is equal to Vy divided by c square into gamma. And here what is Tb? Tb is again 0, and Tb dash is equal to, that is 0 minus V into this y is equal to, this is 2, right? Y component is 2 y cap. So 2 divided by c square into gamma. Alright. Now this Ta dash is equal to 0, Tb dash is equal to 0. Okay. Now we can find out Ctb dash. What is Ctb dash? Ctb dash. Right. So now let us write the coordinates in the S dash frame. That is Ctb dash and the new y. Right. That we have to solve. Alright. So they are asking about the CTA dash. CTA dash is 0. Right. We have to solve only CTB dash. CTA dash and CTB dash only given in the question. Okay. So CTA dash, that is equal to 0, as TA dash is 0. And what is CTB dash? CTB dash, that is equal to C into this minus V minus 2V gamma. Gamma is root 1 minus V square by C square divided by C square. Right. Alright. Now let us substitute the value. What is V? V is given, that is 0.6C. So C into minus 2 into 0.6C divided by C square into root 1 minus V square by C square. Again this 0.6 V I can give us 0.6C. So that means this will be 0.36. Right. Now let us cancel out this C square. And here we have minus 2 into 0.6, and this will be 0.84, 0.64, that is 0.8, right? 0.8. Alright, is it okay? 0.64, its square root is 0.8. Now what will be the answer? Oh, sorry, here I have made a mistake. Gamma is equal to 1 by root 1 minus V square by C square, right? So this term will be at a denominator. I'm sorry, root 1 minus V square by C square. Alright. Alright. So this will be here. It is root 1 minus 0.36. Alright. Now we can simplify. C square cancel. This will be minus 2 into 0.6 divided by, this is 0.8. That is equal to 2 into minus 2 into 6 divided by 8. So this will be 3, this will be 4, this will be 2, minus 3 by 2. Right, minus 3 by 2. So CTB dash is equal to minus 3 by 2. CTA dash is equal to 0. So option A is correct, right? Alright. Now let us come to another problem. The problem is a particle with a rest mass capital M is at rest and decays into two particles of equal rest masses, and the equal rest masses are given 3 by 10 capital M, which moves along z axis. Their velocities are given by. So in this problem again we can equate the conservation of energy, right? So that is E is equal to E1 plus E2. Now initial a particle with rest mass m, so total energy, that is mc square, right? That is equal to, that is split into two masses, and after splitting it will acquire a velocity, right? What is the new energy? That is relativistic energy is, that is mass is 3 by 10 m. So 3 by 10 m, right? 3 by 10 m c square plus, right, 3 by 10 m c square, but this m is nothing but that is m divided by rest mass divided by relativistic energy 1 minus v square by c square, and again the same mass, it produce identical masses, so 3 by 10 m c square divided by root 1 minus v square by c square. All right, now let us add this. So m c square is equal to 2 times 3 by 10, right? That is 3 by 5 into 2 times 3 by 10 means 2 by 5 into mc square divided by root 1 minus v square by c square. mc square we can cancel. That is 5 by 3 is equal to 1 by root 1 minus v square by c square. That is 1 minus v square by c square is equal to 9 by 25, and v square by c square is equal to 1 minus 9 by 25. So which is on simplification gives v by c is equal to 4 by 5. So that is v is equal to 4 by 5. What is 4 by 5? 4 by 5 is equal to 4 by 5 is equal to, that is equal to 4.8, right? 0.8 c. So v is equal to 0.8 c. Now what about the nature of this velocity for the two particles, right? So as the masses are equal, the velocities are identical, right? But it will be opposite for the momentum conservation, right? So the velocity of these particles that are in the opposite direction for the conservation of momentum, right? Then only the initial momentum should be 0, right? That is p1 plus p2 is equal to 0. That is p1 is equal to minus p2. That means v1 is equal to minus v2. So option B is correct, right? All right, now let us come to another question. The question is, the kinetic energy of a particle of rest mass m0 is equal to its rest mass energy. Its momentum in units of m0c, where c is the speed of light in vacuum, right? So give your answer up to 2 decimal places. Okay. So in this question it is given that kinetic energy is equal to rest mass energy, right? m0 c square. Now what is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is equal to total energy minus rest mass energy. This we have already discussed in theory, right? Now this kinetic energy is equal to rest mass energy means that is equal to mc square minus m0 c square. So that means 2m0 c square is equal to mc square, that is total energy, right? mc square. So total energy, that is E is equal to 2m0 c square. All right, now look into this. This total energy to mc square I can convert as 2m0 c square divided by m is m by m0 divided by root 1 minus v square by c square into c square. So this c square m0 m0. Now this root 1 minus v square by c square, that is equal to 1 by 2, and 1 minus v square by c square, that is equal to 1 by 4, and this v square by c square is equal to 3 by 4. So v is equal to root 3 by 2 c. All right, now we have to solve the momentum, right? Momentum in the unit of m0c. What is the relation connecting this momentum and this total energy? That is E square is equal to p square c square plus m0 square c raised to 4. Now what is E? E is equal to 2m0 square. On squaring, 4m0 square c raised to 4 equal to p square c square plus m0 square c raised to 4. All right, all right. Now so let me write this as we can solve this p square from it, right? So 4m0 square c raised to 4, so 3m0 square c raised to 4, that is equal to p square c square, and we can cancel a c square here. So what is p? Root 3 m0c. So in the unit of this m0c, what is the momentum? That is root 3. Root 3 is nothing but that is 1.7. Right, we have to answer for 2 decimal places. So 1.73 is the answer. Alright. So now the next question is, in an inertial frame of reference S, an observer finds two events occurring at the same time at coordinates x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to d. A different inertial frame S dash moving with a velocity v with respect to S along the positive x-axis. An observer in the S dash also notices that two events find them occur at times t1 dash t2 dash and the position x1 dash and x2 dash respectively, right? So in the S frame, if you look into the event, two events are occurring at the same time. So that is this x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to d. The events are occurring at x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to d. Now at the S dash frame, these events are happening at t1 dash and t2 dash, right? With locations found to be x1 dash and x2 dash. So what is this position, this delta t dash, this time interval and this space interval that we have to solve. All right. So that is the question. Okay. So in this problem, we have to find out the time interval and space interval in S dash frame, right? That means we have to find delta t dash and delta x dash, right? Now what is delta t dash? Delta t dash is equal to gamma into, by Lorentz transformation equation, gamma into delta t minus v dx divided by c square, right? And what is delta x dash? Delta x dash is equal to gamma into delta x minus v delta t, right? These are the transformation equation. We have studied t dash is equal to gamma into t minus vx by c square and x dash is equal to gamma into x minus vt. I have just differentiated this to find out the interval, right? And what is the value of delta t? In the S frame, this time difference is delta t. That is given. It is occurring at the same time means in the S frame this time difference is 0. So this will be 0. And it is also given that here also this delta t is 0. Right. So delta t dash is equal to gamma into minus gamma v. What is dx? This that dx means x2 minus x1, that is d minus 0, that is d. So d by c square, right? And what is this delta x dash? Delta x dash is equal to gamma into delta x is d and this delta t is 0, so gamma d. So these are the new time interval and space interval when I am measuring this event from S frame, right? So when I am looking with respect to S dash frame, these are the new space and time interval. So which is the option? Option C is correct, right? Minus gamma Vd by c square and delta x dash is equal to gamma d. So option C is correct. All right. Now let us come to another problem. A particle of rest mass capital M is moving along the positive x direction. It decays into two photons gamma 1 and gamma 2 as shown in the figure. The energy of gamma 1 is 1 giga electron volt and the energy of gamma 2, that is 0.82 giga electron volt. The value of M in giga electron volt per c square, right, is, so energy by c square has the dimension of mass, right? Give your answer up to 2 decimal places. So in this question we can equate this momentum, right? So initially it has the direction of the particle is moving with a along the x direction, right? So at this point, right, suppose it is split into two gamma photons with energy E1 and suppose energy E2, and here there is a component, here there is a component, that will cancel out. Momentum in this direction due to this E1 by C cos 45, right? So energy by C, that is the dimension of momentum, right, cos, and here E2 by C, cos 60, right? So let me write that momentum, the final momentum, total momentum, that is equal to E1 by C cos 45 plus E2 by C cos 60. That is, what is E1? E1 is equal to 1 giga electron volt. So 1 GeV divided by C into 1 by root 2 plus, and E2 is 0.82. So 0.82 by C into 1 by 2. So when you solve, you will get the answer as 1.11 giga electron volt. Alright. Now this is the final momentum. Now our question is the value of M. So we are giving the relativistic condition. What is the total energy? That is, the total energy is sum of these two gamma photons. Finally we have two gamma photons with energy 1 and 0.82. So 1.82 giga electron volt, that is equal to p square c square plus m0 square c raised to 4. Alright, and we have the p value here, and we already know the c value, right? Now we are able to calculate this mass m0, right? Now we can calculate the value m, right? That is, let me give this value is m, right? m c raised to 4. So we have to calculate the value of m. Okay, so this m we have to solve. This is the total energy before splitting, because it is moving, so it has a relativistic energy. So its mass is initially capital M. So this capital M we can calculate. So the final momentum we have calculated by conservation of momentum, that would be the initial momentum. Okay, that is we have already got. Now we can substitute, we can calculate M from it. We have this energy value, that is 1.82 giga electron volt, and we have this p square value, that is 1.11 giga electron volt square, right, into c square plus m into c raised to 4. That also then when you solve, m is equal to, you will get a 1.44 giga electron volt per c square. So you need not convert this giga electron volt and all, because the final answer we should express in giga electron volt per c square, right? Right. Now let us come to another problem. An object travels along the x direction with a velocity c by 2 in a frame O. An observer in a frame O dash sees the same object traveling with a velocity c by 4. The relative velocity of O dash with respect to O in unit of c is. So object travels along the x direction with c by 2 in the frame O. An observer in the frame O dash sees the same object traveling with a velocity c by 4, right? The relative velocity of O dash with respect to O, right? All right. So in this question, an object that travels in the x direction with a velocity c by 2. So if you are looking from this frame S, so this particle is moving with a velocity c by 2, right? Now if a person observe from O dash frame, right, this is my this is O and this is O dash. Okay, observer from O dash, this is found to be c by 4. Why it is less, right? So with respect to O it is c by 2. Now with respect to O dash, this velocity is less, c by 4. That means this frame has some velocity that is in the opposite direction. That's why he feel this velocity is c by 4, less than that of the velocity that is measured from O. right? So it has a reverse velocity, that means minus v. Now you can simply apply the velocity addition theorem. There we have studied the velocity from O, right, with respect to O, the relative velocity of O dash with respect to O in the unit of C. You can calculate using the formula by velocity addition theorem, right? Okay, that is the one way. Or you can think this in other way. Suppose see in the S frame, so in the this is O and O dash. In the S frame, this particular object is traveling with a velocity c by 2, right? Now, if a person observes from O dash frame, right, that means you can see this with a velocity c by 4. So that means this frame is moving in the opposite direction, right? So a frame that is moving in the forward direction with respect to any frame, that is equivalent to, if I keep the moving frame at rest, that means the other frame is moving in the opposite direction. Okay, that means this is minus v. Now what is ux dash? Ux dash is equal to, look into this, here both are in the opposite direction. The particle and frame is moving in the opposite direction, right, with respect to this observer in the O dash frame, right? So if I, with respect to this O dash frame, both are moving in the same direction, then the velocity should be added in the same frame, the same direction, right? The frame and the particle moving in the same direction, but both are moving in the opposite direction. Then what is ux dash? Ux dash is equal to u minus v divided by 1 minus uxv divided by c square, right, by c square, right? And it is given ux is equal to c by 2, and this ux dash, that is measured by the velocity measured by this observer, that is given as c by 4, and this is c by 2, and we have to solve this v, right? So 1 minus this ux is equal to again c by 2 into v divided by c square. All right, now we can solve this v from it, then you will get the value is 0.28 c. In terms of c, this will be 0.28 c, right? So you can the simplification only required, right? All right, so 0.8 c. Now let us come to another question. The question is, two spaceship A and B, each of same rest length L, are moving in the same direction with the speeds 4c by 5 and 3c by 5 respectively, where c is the speed of light as measured by B, the time taken by A to completely overtake B in the units of L by C. So the important thing is, as measured by B, you are measuring from B, which is moving at 3c by 5, and this A is that has to overtake this B. So when you measure the measurement from B, what will be the time taken to cross this A completely as you measured from this B? Okay, so that is the question. All right, so we have to express this answer in units of L by C. All right, so as we have measured in the previous problem, what is the relative velocity between these two? That is ux dash is equal to, right, relative velocity as I measured from B, that is u minus v divided by 1 minus uv by c square, right? That is equal to, that is given, that is 4c by 5, right? 4c by 5 and 3c by 5. 4c by 5 minus 3c by 5 divided by 1 minus 4c by 5 into 3c by 5 into 1 by c square. So when you solve this, you will get 5 by 13 c. So this is the relative velocity of B with respect to A, right? So I am measuring from the rest frame of this B, right? So what is the velocity of this A that I am looking? That is by velocity addition theorem, ux dash is equal to u minus v divided by 1 minus uv by c square, right? So this is 5 by 13c. Now this 5 by 13c, what is the time taken? That is 5 by 13c into t. 5 by 13 c into t. That should be equal to the crossing time. What is the crossing time? It has to cover the complete length of this ship B, right? So two spaceship and B, each of the same rest length. So both having the same rest length. So it has the length L, and it has to cover the when I am looking from the ship B, there is a length contraction for this ship A that also I have to cover, right? Then only I can say this ship is completely crossed this ship B. What is the contracted length? L plus, that is L into root 1 minus v square by c square when I am measuring from the ship B, right? So that is equal to this is equal to, I can say that is 5 by 13 c into t equal to L plus L into, now what is the v? V is the relative velocity between these two, that is 25 by 169. Now you can simplify this, then you will get the answer as t is equal to 5 by 5 L by c. So what is time in unit of L by c? The answer is 5. So the answer is 5. Alright. Okay. Now let us come to another problem. The problem is a spaceship is traveling with a velocity 0.7 c away from a space station. The spaceship ejects a probe with a velocity 0.59 c in the opposite to its own velocity. A person in the space station would see the probe moving at a speed xc, right, where the value of x is. So in this question, suppose this is my space station, right? So from the station, look into this, from the station, a spaceship traveling with a velocity 0.7 c away from the space station. So this is my spaceship. Okay, this is moving with a velocity 0.7 c, right? Now the thing is, the spaceship ejects a probe with a velocity 0.59 c. So this will eject a probe, something from this spaceship, that is ejects, that is in the opposite direction. Suppose say that is moving in the opposite direction 0.59 c. Now a person from the station looking this situation, right? A person from this that is looking this situation, right? So according to this observer, we can say this this frame is moving with a velocity 0.7 c, and with respect to this frame, this is moving in the opposite direction, right? This probe is moving in the opposite direction. So by velocity addition theorem, what is ux with respect to this laboratory frame? That is ux dash plus v divided by 1 plus ux dash v divided by c square. But this ux dash is negative, right? So minus 0.59 c plus v. V is 0.7 c. 0.7 c divided by 1 plus ux dash v divided by c square. That is again minus 0.59 c into 0.7 c divided by c square. So when you solve this, you will get the answer is, that is equal to 0.187 c, 0.187 c. Okay, so that is you have to write in the 3 decimal places. All right. Now which one of the following quantities is invariant under Lorentz transformation? Right? Charge density, Charge density is charge per area, right? Charge per area, that is charge density, or charge per volume, or another one is, so this area that is varying with respect to by Lorentz transformation, all right? And this charge is q itself, but current is equal to charge by time. I is equal to charge by time, so the time is varying, there is a time dilation, right? Due to length contraction the area may change. And electric field is also depends on time, right? So the only thing which is invariant under Lorentz transformation is charge, right? That is charge. All right, now this is all about this gate paper discussion, and in the next section we'll discuss net previous papers. Okay, thank you.